because it's so cold out. So let's start to roll around on our hips. That's called like a quick tutorial because I know you want to move. But it's really good to remind ourselves of what this slow, low, and nasal breathing. It's real easy to go back to the mouth breathing throughout the day. So if you can remind yourself, maybe every so often put a timer on just to remind yourself that my nasal breathing isn't a bad idea. And let's go the other way, circle it around and about. And feel that nice, it's kind of like a little massage on the lower back. Start to feel how the spine, the lower spine is moving and then all the way up the spine. Come back to center. Have your arms down by your side. Turn your palms open. We are in anatomical neutral. And then close the palms the other way, thumbs turning back. And feel as you do this with your palms, kind of twisting the hands one way and then the other. Feel how the shoulder blades move on and off the back. And then lower it down. Same thing. And then inhale, circle the arms wide out to the side. Relax your shoulders down your back. Let's bend the right elbow and just touch yourself wherever your fingertips touch back behind there. And then open it up and do the other side. So we're not trying to get anywhere. We're just trying to start to open up the shoulder area, get the arms moving, our breath flowing in and out through the nose. Notice if you're holding your breath. A lot of times we hold that belly in for several different reasons. And then we are wide, spread our fingers. Give yourself a big hug. Right over left, crisscross applesauce. That's it. Big hug. Then on your exhale, take your elbows down towards your navel. And then inhale, open up. And exhaling, left over right. Big hug. And exhale, elbows move down towards the navel. And then we inhale, lift, arms open wide. Arms lift into a V for victory. Curl your fingers in towards your palm and spread your thumbs towards your center line. Breathe in, breathe out, open up your hands, open them up. Exhale, close the fingers on in. I don't know about you, but this always astounds me, this stretch through the thumb. Really extend the thumb to center, open up the palms. Let's circle our wrists around and about. So take your fingers, wrap them around your thumbs and circle your arms as they lower down. Now, if I'm ever keeping my arms up too long and you need to bring them down, please do. Please bring them down and then circle the other way. Here we go. Yep, you got it. You got it. And then let's bend the right elbow, pull it down, and then the left elbow and pull it down. And then go back to pulling down through the right elbow and take a side bend with your left elbow bent overhead. Push down through the feet. Push down evenly through the sitting bones. Inhale, come up. Now pull the left elbow down. Elbow is bent on the right side. Take your side bend towards the left. And then let's flow this a little bit. And you can bring the other arm down in front of your belly. So opposite arm down in front of the belly as the other arm is lifting and curving to the other side. Breathe in. And breathe out. We have a soft breath in and we have a soft breath out. One more time, each side. come back to center, release your hands into your lap, circle the shoulders around and about. And then let them come to neutral. Drop your right ear gently towards your shoulder. Breathe in for about a count of 4, and then breathe out for a count of 4. One more time. This time look down and breathe in for a count of 4. And breathe out for a count of 4. Tilt the ear back towards your shoulder and lift the head up. Notice how the body's feeling. I feel lopsided. Let's do the other side. So tilt the left ear down towards your left shoulder. Breathe in for about a count of 4. I say about because some of you might do 3 and some might do 5. And then after that full breath, look down towards your shoulder. Count of 4. Breathe in. And breathe out. Tilt the ear back towards the shoulder and lift the head back up. Let's extend now the right knee in toward, well, we're going to lift the knee in towards us, circle it around. The joints get kind of stiff. Those of you who are warm weather might not feel it as much, but we got a cooler day here in Michigan. And then let's extend the leg forward, place the heel down, lift tall, extend your arms out to the side, lift your toes towards the sky, maybe gaze up to your fingertips, and then exhale, interlace your fingers, push your palms down onto the left thigh, curl inward, so gaze towards your navel. And then inhale, look up, push your palms away from you, push the wrists away from you. Bend your knuckles back in and lift your palms towards the sky. Breathe in, breathe out, lowering your hands down towards the sides of the chair. Toes are upwards. Let's push down through the left foot and inhale, lift the right up. And then exhale it down. Inhale, lift it. We're keeping tall through our spine. Exhale, lower it. Now point your toes away from you. Oop, I heard a little snap crackle. And then lift the toes back up. Point them away and circle the ankle around and about. Let's pull this knee back in towards us. Open the knee out to the side and lower the foot down. Now, drag your heel towards the right and then pull it back in. Drag it out to the side, maybe take your arms out into a T and pull it back in. One more time, take it out to the side, maybe bend your elbows. I say maybe because you're gonna do what's right for you and your body. We don't push in yoga. You want to feel extension, space, some more stretching. We work on our balance, but no pain. Let's dip the right elbow down towards the right knee. It's not going to touch it. We're keeping long through our spine. And then push down through the heel and the foot and rise up. And let's go again. Tipping the elbow down, right elbow down, left elbow up, and slightly lean your head back. Breathe in, breathe out, drag that heel back in, and lift the foot up and place it back to neutral. We got to do that all on the other side. I hope you remember the sequence. All right, bring the knee in and circle the leg bone, this big femur bone around in the socket. It should feel good. You're loosening up and swishing around synovial fluid in the hip joint. And then let's extend the leg and lower it down. And take a breath in, interlace your fingers, push the palms away. Relax the shoulders down on your back, pull the knuckles in towards you, press them away, pull them in, maybe lift up, maybe not. So your elbows could be bent here, and then you might straighten as long as that feels okay to you. Keep centered on your sitting bones. Let's exhale, take the palms down towards the thigh, pull the navel in, gaze at your navel, breathe in and breathe out and release. Point your toes away from you, pull them in and away and circle this left ankle around. We don't want to shortchange the left side. Long time. Very often this side gets shortchanged, and we do not want to do that. And bring the knee back in towards you. And let's extend the knee out to the side now and lower it down. Now you might need to shift your hips over to the left a little bit, and that's just fine. Let's extend the heel outward and pull the toes towards us. Notice how that stretches the back of the shin. If you point your toes, then you're going to feel it on the front of the lower leg. Let's bend our elbows, maybe touch back behind the head. You can always be like this too. If this is more comfortable, you don't have to touch back behind your head, but make sure the crown of your head is reaching up towards the sky. Like there's a string here and it's pulling you up and you're just gaining space, 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 and more space. Let's tilt down now. So left elbow's down towards left leg. We're getting a nice side bend through the right side. Inhale, lift up. Good. Exhale, lower down. Lean slightly back. You can always go faster than me, by the way. If you want to go faster or slower, you do it. What you're going to notice is that when you decrease or you decrease the time, it's going to feel different. It's more of an active motion. Inhale, come up. And if we stay longer, then let's do one more time. Then we get more of a stretch in. And let's drag that heel back in, lift the foot up and place it down. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, lower them down. Inhale, they rise. Feel a nice lifting through the ankles. And notice if your weight's going to the outside of your feet. That's really, really common. And it'll go towards where the pinky, but really push down through the big toe mounds. The big toe plays a big impact, big toe, big impact on balance. Exhale, lower your heels down. Inhale, lift them up. Let's take a count of 4. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now exhale really slowly. 4, 3, 2, 1. We had a request for balance. So let's do spinal balance in the chair. So we're going to extend the right leg forward. Now, you get a choice to keep the leg down or lift it up. The left arm is going to come out to the side. If that's too much and you want to play with just the leg lifting, you can hold on to the side of the chair. So you get to decide, heel down or up, and left arm out to the side or not. Here we are. This is final balance in the chair. Now, many of the poses that we do in the chair, they feel like they're a balance pose. We are going to do some standing too. Breathing in and breathing out. And we'll even do some balance poses on the mat. Let's exhale, lower the heel down and the arm down. Inhale, lift it up. Let's take the arm and reach it up towards the sky. Yes, grow tall because you can. Relaxing your left shoulder down and release and let that go. Other side, extending left leg. And you might want to move yourself towards forward on the chair if you haven't already. You decide, is this leg going to lift or is it going to stay down? Then maybe the right arm comes out to the side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe take a break. And next time you lift, you might vary it up. You might take the arm and the leg and lift them. You might just do the arm. You might just do the leg. You might do both. We might lift this arm up and grow tall. Notice that the ribs push forward and pull them back. And then feel like somebody's pushing on the bottom of your foot. And they're pressing into it, and your toes are lifting upwards, and exhale, lower down, bring the heel back in. Now let's do some alternating. So it's going to look like this, or any pattern or pose that you choose, some of the variations we talked about. So it's going to look like this. One side, then the other. One side, and then the other. So one leg up, one arm out. Breathe in and breathe out. So alternating, it's a little bit of a brain teaser. Now, what if we alternate? What if we do both arms out to the side? See how that is. I feel like a bit of like a cheerleader. Breathe in and breathe out. What if we alternate arm going up? How's that? Now we're really feeling like, yep. So it's a long movement through the legs. It's a lifting through the arms, reaching skyward or reaching outward. Both arms, one arm, then the other. You can really play with it. Breathe in and breathe out. And what if we do our same arm and leg? How's that? Same arm and leg. How does that feel? And how does that impact your balance? So let's go back to same arm and leg. Hold it. Leg could be down or up. Notice how that feels to have the same arm and leg up in terms of your balance. Release. Other side. Let's do a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Release it. And let's open up our legs out to the side in our horsey pose. Horsey pose. Grow tall. Take your arms forward. Pull them back. Reach forward. Open them up. Reach forward. Pull them back. You got it. So elbows are moving back. Reach forward. Open them up. Bend your elbows and lift your fingers to the sky, making a 90-degree angle, approximately. Lower the fingertips down, lift them up, and lower and lift, and release your hands down. Feel the weight in your feet. Notice if your knees are going inward or outward, going to impact your balance. So we want to push down through the heels, the balls of the feet, and across the toes. So when we're thinking about balance, when we stand up, we're pushing down through the center of the heel and across the mound of the foot. You don't have to lift your leg like this, by the way. All right. So feel the center of the heels push down and press down through the balls of the feet. And then let's inhale and lift up. Heels are rising, but we're still pushing down across the balls of the toes. All right, lower it down. Inhale, lift it up. Good. Extend your arms. Crisscross applesauce. Close, lower the heels. Open the arms. Crisscross applesauce. Heels rising. Other side. Cross it. Lower it. Lift it. And just kind of now find your dynamic movement, your active movement. Opening and closing. Heels lifting and lowering. Breathe in and breathe out. And now if you're building some heat, you can slow it down or take a break if you need to. Crisscross applesauce. All right, let's let that come on down and take a side bend, forearm on thigh, open up the front of your body. So you're going to feel your shoulder blades come on your back. Find your elbow bent over the shoulder. Remind yourself to push down through your feet and spread your toes. And then let's lengthen the arm over the ear to your range of motion, to your extension, your range of extension, nobody else's. Breathe in, breathe out. We're going to push down through our feet, rise up. Good. Other side. Left forearm to thigh. Circle the shoulders up and back. Lifting the arm, bending the elbow. Breathe in. Breathe out, extending the arm over your ear. Get a good stretch. Good stretch. Even better. Breathe in. Breathe out. Push down. Rise up. Excellent. And walk your feet back in towards the midline. Let's walk them back out. So in and out, bring it on, in. Good. Extend both legs, stretch them out. So push both heels down. Now this could be a balance pose, by the way, right? If your hands aren't holding, even more so. And then point your toes away. See, I just felt like as I pointed my toes that I wanted to hold on to the side of the chair. So we can do very simple, small movements can change how we feel about our balance. Now let's remind ourselves some of the yoga tricks for balance. Bring your feet back in. As we stand, we're going to find something to stare at when we're practicing our balance. So it's something that's not moving. And your gaze is kind of a soft gaze, right? Your eyes aren't piercing at it, but they're seeing it in a soft, maybe blurry kind of, just a soft gaze. So it's not sharp. Let's stand. Although if you want to sit, of course you can. And we're going to rock forward and back to come on up. And of course, we could just play with our chair poses we're getting up. We might as well, right? So if you need to have a chair in front of you or something in front of you to rise, please get it so that you feel safe, right? Balance, you can practice your balance, but practicing your balance means doing it in a safe container. Okay, so we're going to come on up. Maybe you take your arms forward, sitting bones are back. How about we do our count here? Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4, sitting bones back. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. You might have a little bit of bounce going on. Let's push down and rise on up. Good. So now take yourself to the side of the chair, or the chair can be in front of you. You determine what safety is for you. So when we're practicing balance, we want a safe container, meaning the space around us feels safe for us to practice balance. That could mean, one of my favorite things is the wall. It could mean 1 chair or 2 chairs, or maybe even 3. So I usually practice with the chair to the side for demoing so you can see my body. But you might practice facing the chair. So we're going to first play with we're going asymmetric. I say just, but asymmetric is where balance comes in. So let's first play with rocking right and left. You can take your feet a little bit wider. You might have one or both hands on your chair and feel the shift in the weight. And then add a little bit of bend into the knee as you shift right and left. Breathing in and breathing out. Now, as we shift, maybe the foot comes off the earth. Maybe the toes stay down. So we can transfer and maybe the foot comes off and maybe it doesn't. Play with that. So this is practicing balance. Now we're going to stop, transfer the weight to your right leg. Now you decide, you need to bring your feet in a little bit more. Bringing your feet in like this is way more challenging and I don't recommend it unless you've just been practicing balance for a long time and you know it's accessible to you. I like to practice just a teeny bit wider than hip distance apart. Transfer your weight to the right foot and take your left toes and just bring the heel in like so. Like so. So if this isn't comfortable for you, if your knee could be forward or your knee could be out to the side. We're going to find that spot to stare at. One or both hands are on the chair. You could have your hand at your hip. You could have your hands, one or both, up overhead. You get to decide, remembering to breathe and push down through the big toe mound. Will you feel some wavering in that standing foot and ankle? Probably. Keep the knee soft. Breathe in for a count of 4 and breathe out for a count of 4. Breathe in for a count of 4 and breathe out for a count of 4. And let's put the foot down. Do a little bit of shifting right and left. Arms can be wide or on the chair, hands on the chair, and play with potentially lifting one foot off of the earth as you rock right and left. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out, and we'll get ready for the other side. Now, we know that balance is different on the other side. It just is. Right and left side is going to have a different quality of balance. So now, back to either knee forward or knee out to the side, toes down, lift up and out of your waist. So you feel your rib cage is stacking over your hips. Your shoulders are over your hips. So everything's over your hips. Now, push down through the big toe mound of the standing left leg. Find that spot to stare at. Figure out which hand position. Here's another nice hand position. Is hand palms coming together? This is considered a balancing hand mudra, or fingertips touching like this. These are both balancing hand mudras. Breathe in, breathe out, and breathing in, and breathing out. Breathe in for a count of 4. Breathe out for a count of 4. If you need to, place your foot back down. Take a break. You can always start again. That's the thing about yoga. Every time we really move, go in and out of a pose, it's like you're beginning again, fresh, beginner's mind. That's that mindfulness concept. Now, another thing you can do to play with balance is walking slow and playing with your feet being wide as you walk or inward as you walk. So let's just play with this a little bit. Taking the right foot forward, heel is down, transfer your weight. Feel the weight transfer into the right foot. We shift it. Now you might have, we're not going to go very far, so you can hold on to the chair. And then lifting the left leg, place it down, the heel down, then the toes. Now we're going to go backwards. So shift your weight now back to the right heel, lifting the left leg and place the foot down. Yes, this is playing with balance, and then bring the foot back in. When you are at home and outside of class, you could play with going longer like this. I just don't want to do that without you having the support. But this is a really nice thing to do, walking forward and back and playing with the width of your legs. The other thing you could do is hold on to a wall like this and play with walking and balancing. Now, let me give you some variations here. So we're going to shift our weight to the right foot and inhale and lift the left knee. Other hand could be at your hip or above or down, whatever you like. We're going to step it down and then go to the other side. Lift the other hip and lower it down. I'm not going to go very far because I still want to hold on to the chair, but you could use your walls. I really love the wall if you haven't figured it out yet. Now we're going to lift the right knee, place the foot down, and then lift the left knee. So you're lifting it to your highest It could be here, it could be here, it could be here, and then step it down. Now, let's stand still in our mountain pose. We're going to play with changing our gaze. When we play with balance, you need to do what's right for you. So if this doesn't feel safe for you, you shouldn't do it. You also could be like this. We're gonna stay in mountain pose now, turn our head towards the right. Let's count in for a count of 4. And count out for a count of 4, out, in and out through the nose. Inhale, head back to neutral. This is a balance pose. If you want to vary this up, you might take one or both arms out to the side as you do this, or up overhead. For now, I'm going to keep the hands down, gaze now towards the left. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Inhale, head is back to center. Another thing that you can play with is closing your eyes while standing or practicing a balance pose. I only recommend it if you feel safe. So you might just play with closing your eyes. You're holding on to the chair and just notice how that feels. If it feels safe for you, you might lift one arm or both arms. Remember, key is, does it feel safe for you? If it feels safe for you, you might put your hands down, keep your eyes closed, turn your head over to the right. Inhale to center and turn your head to the left. Inhale to center. There's so many variations to play with balance poses, I should say. Let's move on to a wider stance for warrior 2. Again, all these poses are balance poses, and you can play with a chair, without a chair, with support, without. I'm gonna put this in front just so you can see warrior 2 with the chair in front. It will change it up if you take the chair out to the side. So we're taking a wide stance and we're turning our right toes to the right. We're gonna bend our right knee over the right heel and ankle, and our left leg is straight. Hips are over, or I'm sorry, shoulders are over hips. Take a breath in and a breath out. Now, maybe we open up an arm or 2 and we gaze over our front fingertips, our right fingertips. Then all of a sudden, this may turn into a balance pose for you. Breathe in. Breathe in, or maybe it was a balance pose right from the start when you had your legs wide. Breathe in for a count of 4. Breathe out for a count of 4. Turn your head back to center. Turn your right toes in. Let's go right to the other side. Now you could be practicing these poses seated as well. Turn your left toes out, facing the left. Kneecap is facing the middle toes as the knee bends. Our right leg is long. Breathe in. Breathe out. Kind of feel, are my shoulders over my hips? Pull the ribs back a little bit. That's going to help us start to engage our core. Breathe in. As you breathe out, pull your pelvic floor and your belly in. Maybe you open up one arm and maybe you open up both arms. Relaxing shoulders. Maybe deepening. What I mean by deepening is knee is over ankle. If it feels like it's too much, then straighten your leg a little bit. Breathe in for a count of 4. Remember, we're finding a spot to stare at. Breathe out for a count of 4. Breathe in and breathe out. Turn your left toes back to center and let's bring our feet in. Now, let's take a wall dog. We need a wall dog. We just did all this asymmetrical poses. We need to get a wall dog, which is symmetrical. You can face the back of the chair or the seat of the chair. Walk yourself on back. And then for some people, this is a balance pose, right? Let's recognize that everybody's different, and some poses that don't seem like a balanced posture to you are a balanced posture to others. So hands on the back of the chair, sitting bones back and wide, knees bending, arms lengthening to your ability. If your shoulders hurt, then keep your elbows bent a little bit. Lifting the ribs, sitting bones back. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathing in and breathing out. Breathe in for a count of 4 and breathe out for a count of 4. Now feel the pressure down through your big toe mounds and across your feet and center of your heel. And I've got a little pulsation going. I don't know if you can see it, but bending and then straightening a little bit. And then ears are about in line with our arms. Our gaze is downward and our neck is long. After your next one, your next pulsation, let's slowly lift up and walk your feet with awareness back towards the chair. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's take a block and place it in our inner thighs, like so, like a Pez. Face your chair or a wall or a counter, and we'll practice balance here. So we're hugging our block. Hips are forward, feet are forward. We're going to inhale and lift up. Now, as you lift up, keep your hips over about your big toes. You don't want them to go forward like that. None of that, because that's going to throw your balance off. See if you can think about, there's a string on the back of the head, right about here, and it's lifting you upwards, pushing down through big toe mounds, heels rising. Gaze is at horizon. Then you can decide if you'd like to lift one or both hands, hugging inner ankles towards each other. Breathe in. Breathe out. Notice if there's a little shaking, that's okay. Know that you have your chair and you can always bring your hands down. And exhale, lower the heels down. Now, just for fun, take the block out. Let's practice it again and see how that feels. So what we did is we turned on our inner thighs. And now we're going to see if we can imagine the block is there, even though it's not there. Feet parallel, inhale, lifting. Feel the weight pushing down through both feet about even. Breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe you shift and you lift an arm towards the ceiling or both. Breath is in and breath is out. Exhale, lower down and take your hands to the chair. Let's walk back. I'm going to turn the chair. Hands on the seat of the chair. We'll walk back to our wall dog, and then we're going to play with lifting a leg. Again, it's going to be balance pose, and we can turn this into spinal balance standing pose. I'll show it sideways, and then I'll show it forward so you can see. All right, hands are on the chair, and I've got my fingertips and my pointer finger knuckles really pushing down. This is very similar to big toe mound needing to push down for balance. You could also hold on to the side of the chair. So we walk it back. Then maybe we extend one leg, toes back. So you don't want to go so far back that it's uncomfortable. So you use your judgment. When we lift up, we want shoulders to be about over wrists and hands. So if you're too far back, that's not going to happen, and it's probably not going to be comfortable. So allow one foot to be forward. I got my right foot forward. The left toes are back. This could be a balance pose for you right here. Maybe you lift the leg up. Feel that. Now the soft knee is, the standing knee is, the knee has got to be soft. I'm gazing down, but the crown of the head is reaching forward. Breathe in. And breathe out. Let's softly lower the toes down and bring the leg back in. And go for the other side. Extend now the other leg. Toes are down at first. Feel your weight even in both hands. Now, if this is tough for you, you could come down onto your forearms like this. Or hold on to the side of the chair. So you could switch your hands up. Then we might lift the back leg. So the toes are down, the heel is up. The standing left knee, it's soft. So you feel a little bounce there, maybe. So this is spinal balance, almost. We're going to now place that foot down and play with, I'm going to turn this chair now so you can see, taking just the hand up, one hand up. So I got both feet are down. I'm going to take the right arm out to the side. Crown of the head is forward, sitting bones are back. If it feels available to you, you might take the opposite leg back. I need to move this chair a little forward to take that leg back. Now, the leg can stay down or it can lift up. Down or up, I still don't have enough room. I'm going to go a little bit more forward. So, arms out to the side, maybe leg lifts. I'll tell you what's the best is when your foot pushes into the wall. I love wall classes. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Bring the hand and the leg back down. Let's stand up, take a little break. Come back to center. Feel both feet push down into the earth. And as they push down, feel your muscles tone on your legs. Your belly's pulling in and up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's do this other side. So adjust your feet and your hands. You might want to walk your left hand, your right hand in a little bit to take the left hand out to the side. So this could be your balance pose, right? Crown of the head is forward. Now maybe we take the opposite toes back, but we don't lift the leg. And then maybe we lift the leg. So these are all maybes, always maybes, because you're always doing an assessment. What's right for my body right now? Breathe in and breathe out. You can always take your hand and your leg back down and then maybe go back up. You get to decide the duration of holding the pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's lower it down and find our way towards a wall dog. Because I always love after symmetrical poses, asymmetrical, meaning one leg's up, one leg's down. We got to come back to symmetrical. It helps put the body back in place. So take your wall dog, stretch it on back, sitting bones back, breathe in. Breathe out. Good. And let's find our way onto the earth. So place your chair. However you're going to get down, you want to do it safely. Priority. I'm going to bring a block and a strap near me and a blanket. And then put one foot down and lower the knee down. Take your time, do it nice and slow, and then do the other. Then come on down and find your way to on hands and knees. Guess what we're going to play with? Spinal balance on the earth, but let's go to table first. So tables are asymmetrical pose. I'm sorry, our symmetrical pose. Both hands are down, both knees are down. And if you like, if your wrists are sore, you could place your hands on two blocks like this Or you could be on your forearms. So something like this, or something like this, elbows are under shoulders. Or if you're feeling okay, you might place your hands on down. So here we are in our table pose. We walk our hands forward, so we've got a long table. Shoulder blades are on the back. Let's exhale, round the table. And so you're gazing towards your belly, cat pose, and then come towards cow pose. Sitting bones back and wide and upwards, shoulder blades together. Neck extending long from the heart. Let's do the wave a few times. Round it towards the cat. And then round it towards the cow. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Find your belly towards your spine for the cat. That's the exhale. Breathe in for that cow. Now, let's give ourselves a break and go into child pose before we do spinal balance. So you can have your knees together or apart, toes together, and you might want a blanket or something under your toes so you don't cramp. So you could have something like this. And you don't, it's all up to you about whether the blanket's under the knees and under the feet. But if you know you cramp, it's worthwhile to take the time to do it. So sitting bones back, arms forward. Head can be down towards the earth or maybe on a block. One of my favorite things to do is place the forehead on a block. And let the hips sway and swish to one way and then the other. Swish one way and then the other. Breathe in and breathe out. Come back to center. Getting ready for spinal balance. So you get to decide again with the hands whether you want blocks or not. We're going to extend one leg back, toes down. And then while we're gazing forward and down, we might take our left fingertips forward, maybe on a block like this, or maybe lifting up. So foot can be down or lifted. An arm can be down or lifted, or any combination of these two. Notice how you need to use your spinal muscles, your core muscles. You are extending and lengthening. Now imagine that you're pulling from your fingertips and toes in towards your center. That can help with balance. And then extend from this. So extend from your center out through your arm, your fingertips, and your leg and toes. Maybe you point your toes. Breathe in, breathe out, come on down. Switch it up. Switch it up. So we're gonna let the hips sway right and left before we do that. All right, here we go for other side. And so now I'm going to extend the left leg. Decide what you'd like to do with the right hand. Which alternative is good for you? We're gazing forward and down. Keep the neck long. Lifting the back leg and the front arm, or not. Find your variation. Now, feel like you're pulling from your arm bone into your belly. Feel like you're pulling from your leg, your toes, your foot in towards your belly. That's pulling in. That's a contraction. Then feel like you're lengthening out from your belly, out through your fingertips, from your belly, out through your heel and toes. Breathe in for a count of 4. Breathe out for a count of 4. Let's lower it down. Come back to table. Gaze towards your right hip and you'll feel the hip curl inwards and come to center and gaze towards your left hip and come to center. Let's lower down now onto our sitting bones and play with a variation of boat pose. So starting from, we're on our sitting bones, give our shins a hug, hug in right here, and lift tall through the spine. Lift tall through the spine. Then decide whether you're going to bring your fingertips back behind you, shoulders up and back. This could be a balance right here. Shoulders are up and back. Then maybe lift the right toes off and place them down. Yep, and the left toes up and place them down. Maybe go back to the right and maybe lift the left arm. Keep extending along through your spine and up through your crown. Reverse it. So you can't have one hand back, right? Or if it's feeling available to you, you might have both arms up like so. And we could walk it out here. Breathe in and breathe out. This is a variation on boat pose. Variation on boat pose. And let's lower down onto our backs. Bring your strap with you. We'll stretch out the back of our legs. You might place a blanket behind your head. We got to get some hip openers in, a twist in. We haven't done a twist yet. We can't end class without a twist. That wouldn't be a balanced practice. So there's all different ways of thinking about balance. It's not just balance in the body, but balance in the mind. All right, so let's have our feet down on the earth, our knees bent up towards the sky. Do a few pelvic tilts, forward and back with your lower spine, kind of like cat and cow pose. And then find neutral, which is right in between forward and back. Right in between, you'll feel the belly engage a little bit. And that is your core working at the neutral point. And bend your right knee in towards you and place the strap around the foot. You might crisscross it applesauce. Must be in the mood for applesauce today. Man, we're going to pull the strap in towards the bottom of our foot and push the foot up towards the sky. Now, if you're feeling that this is extension for you and you're getting a stretch behind the leg, stay right here. If not, go ahead and push the foot further up as you straighten the leg. Keep your pelvis neutral. So if it started to tilt back, that might be too much. Come back, maybe shift the pelvis forward and back. Find neutral as you push the leg bone up towards the sky. If this is not enough of a stretch for you, go ahead and extend the bottom leg. Relax the shoulders down. So push the sides of your arm bones down and then press your lower ribs, your back lower ribs down into the earth. Push your big toe mound up towards the sky. Breathe in and breathe out and breathe in and breathe out. Let's turn the leg bone out and the knee out and the toes out so they're all aligned, and ooh, you'll feel that. That's different, isn't it? Yeah, we're getting into another hamstring there. Take a count in for 4 and out for 4 through the nose. Turn the toes back to neutral and forward and center. And then let's take the leg out to the side. Keep your pelvis neutral. So you don't want your left hip lifting. We've got to find that balance. See, this is a balance too, because if this leg comes down, but this hip comes up, it's not a balanced pose. We're not going to get an optimal stretch there. So inhaling for a count of 4 and exhaling for a count of 4 a few times to really get that stretch. And then we'll lift the leg up, lower it down, and feel the difference in the two sides. Before we go to the other side, let's take our right ankle and place it over the left knee for our number 4 and pull the knee in towards you. Get a nice stretch through your hip and inner thigh. Let's do a count of 4 in and a count out for 4. Breathe in for a count of 4 and breathe out for a count of 4. You might notice the intensity increases as you hold it because it takes a while for the body to loosen up. So we have the time, you do it. I know we're getting towards the end of class, but try not to shortchange yourself if you have a little more time. And then place the foot down and we'll go to the other side. I'm just switching it up here, but you stay right where you're at and do your left side. So you might start by pelvic tilting a few times forward and back, just to find that neutrality, that balanced place right in the center. That's the best place to get this stretch. Then you're lifting your left leg and pushing the foot upward till you feel a stretch. And then count in and out for about 4 inhale, 4 counts inhale, 4 counts exhale. Shoulders are pressing down, lower ribs are pressing down, gaze is upward, and you should feel a little space behind your neck. Let's turn the toes, the kneecap out. So the leg is externally rotated. And you might play with bending and straightening a few times to move into this area of the stretch. Use your cadence breath of breathing in for 4 and breathing out for 4. And take the toes forward. And let's open up the leg out to the side. Now we're keeping that right hip down so that our pelvis is balanced. The left leg is out to the side, the right knee is upward. Breathe in. Breathe out. And you're going to lift the leg and place the ankle over the thigh for our hip opener. And pull the knees towards us until you feel the stretch, and then you stop. And be right there for your cadence breathing. Let's breathe in and out 3 times to really get into this left hip and inner thigh. You can play with pulsing it towards you or pulling it away from you, pushing it away from you. Breathe in and out. And then for you're ready, we're going to go for our final spinal twist. So shift your hips to the left, let your knees come down to the right for your twist. The front of your body is open and facing skyward. You can turn your head the opposite way of your knees. That's a full spinal twist. Stay as long as you like in this spinal twist on your right side. And then when you're ready, you'll bring your knees up, shift your hips now to the other side as your knee, to the right side as your knees come down to the left. Now you might feel a nice opening across the front of the left shoulder, and you might gaze towards the opposite way. You're right. You're always right. Breathe in and breathing out. Really feeling the twist in your body as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And when you're ready, you find your final pose, which is lying down in Shavasana. You could have a bolster under your knees. You could be in lying down butterfly for a little bit. You could have your feet up on a chair, which is super duper lovely. And find your, or maybe knees together, feet apart, constructive rest pose. Traditional Shavasana is legs straight, arms down by the side. We're allowing the whole body to relax in whatever pose you choose. Super duper important to follow through with this pose to allow the body to come back to balance state, back to a neutral state, and absorbing the work that you've done, because practicing balance, then we need everything to kind of just picture everything going back in and computing and feeling without you doing anything. So in Shavasana, you're doing nothing, but your body is very, very busy absorbing. So your practice is to relax while your body absorbs. Breathe in and out, and stay in your relaxation pose for as long as you wish, as long as time is available for you. I'm going to bring my palms together in a balanced mudra, hands together and seated to close our class. But if you have time on this snowy day, at least in Michigan, I encourage you to find Shavasana. It's a great day for Shavasana. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Be safe. Feel good. May all beings be happy and free, and may our words, deeds, and actions contribute to their happiness. Namaste, everyone. Namaste. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I will see